This is the week 14 podcast where we will be covering chapter 13, chronic illness. So here is your to-do list for this week. And again, you have this week early. This is technically week 13 that I am posting this, but this is week 14 material. So if you'd like to work ahead, by all means do so, or you can just preview it and kind of see what's coming up. If you're like me, you're welcoming the Thanksgiving break and probably going to rest and spend time with family and friends, which is what I think you should be doing. But some of you may feel good and feel better if you work ahead, given that you have some extra time perhaps. So this is here for you. Your objectives for this chapter are here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in a podcast right in here that will outline all of the specific objectives for the chapter. But you are reading chapter 13, which is all about chronic illness in Serafino and Smith. And then you're also reading chapter 13 in the Longevity Project, which has to do with gender and how the termites fared in terms of gender and how that related to longevity and health. So some interesting findings there I think you'll like for this week. The lecture slides are here for the Serafino book. I also have a video this week that goes along with the material. It is on cancer support groups. Specifically, it is the work of Dr. David Spiegel. He's been running cancer support centers in California outside Stanford since the early 90s. His research has contributed so much to the field of health psychology, but specifically he did some early pioneering work on metastatic breast cancer patients who typically have terminal cancer. So metastatic breast cancer is terminal. They're usually given about a year to live upon diagnosis, give or take. And what he found when he started doing support groups with these women was just amazing. How he used talk and time together to enhance these women's quality of life with the time of life that they had left was no small feat. So he's contributed greatly to the field, and I just love this video gives you a very detailed, personal, intimate look at what it is like for these women who know they're going to die and are trying to make sense of it and the most of the time that they have left. So please take a watch of that. I've included some video questions just to help you follow along. You won't be turning those in. Those are just for you to get some key points from the video. And then your discussion for this week is related to the Longevity Project reading, which deals with gender and longevity. Specifically, the assessment for this week is looking at how masculine or feminine are you? And this has to do with our cultural sense or our cultural idea of what is masculine and what is feminine. We sort of have these scripts that we follow in our culture as to what are kind of typical quote unquote guy things and what are typical girl things to do, traits to have, characteristics, and so forth. So I think you'll find it interesting what came about when Friedman looked at these traits and how they were associated with long life and health. Some very interesting findings there on masculinity and femininity. So that's the basis of your discussion for the week. And remember, if at all possible, anytime you can integrate in the Serafino readings, even if it's from previous chapters, right? You don't have to be stuck on specifically chapter 13 in Serafino, but anything we've covered so far in the book, that relates to, you know, what you're answering here in your discussions each week, go ahead and throw that in. That's good stuff. That shows me definitely that you're bridging concepts and you're holding on to past things that we've covered, past material. So please do that. It always helps bolster your discussion posts. Okay, so that concludes week 14, and I just want to say once again, have a happy Thanksgiving. If you're reading this after Thanksgiving, I hope you had a good break. Hope you got some rest and ate some good food and are just thankful for all that you have in life. All right, guys.